Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Anissa Fadhila Fikriah, and I'm from International Program on Science Education in Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia, Bandung, Indonesia. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about my article, which is titled Students' Curiosity Through Discovery Learning, Assisted by Legends of Learning. So nowadays, teacher tends to looking up for new teaching methods for every learning activities to engage students' exploration and excitement, whether it's like storytelling and then probably social networking and then probably some role playing. Okay, and then for today's problem, for today's gap, apparently Indonesia has a low rank of students' math and science performance, according to PISA 2017. That is why I offered to conduct a research that involves a teaching method, which is called discovery learning. Discovery learning encompasses an instructional model and strategies that focus on active, hands-on learning and opportunities for students. So in discovery learning, I actually use these 6 steps. The first one is stimulation, and then introduction, and then uh, data collection, data processing, clarification, and then generalization. And it is also has been known from the previous research that applying discovery learning model is way better than cognitive ability of students with conventional learning. Because conventional learning is like a regular teaching lecture method, and students probably find it not that attractive as this discovery learning because they can explore as much as they want. Okay, so what's the aim? The aim is I wanted to combine these 3 variables, which is discovery learning, legends of learning, and curiosity. Curiosity is the one that I wanted to enhance from the students because when the students has their curiosity level increasing, they will tend to look up for more information, whether that from books or for other information. So this study that I aim use discover learning as the teaching method, and it is assisted by Legends of Learning, one of the biggest web educational games based on standard curriculum, and it will help students to improve their curiosity skill on like topic. Hypothetically, will help students. This is my combination. The first one is discovery learning. According to Dr. Roger Schenk, one of them is called incidental learning, or the kind of discovery learning. One of them is called incidental learning, which is the most entertaining form of discovery learning because it focuses on engaging students with fun things like game show or probably crossword puzzle on the desired topics. And for the Legend of Learning, they offers more than 2,000 fun science and math classroom games that align with standard curriculum for elementary and middle school teachers to be used as teaching media in classroom. So what is Legends of Learning? Legends of Learning is the founder is Vadim Polikov, and it actually a very useful game after I look out for it, and so I combine this in in order to combine with discovering in the third and fourth step, which is data collection and data processing steps for the students. So this is my method. I I use the research design, which is approach. Uh, pre-experimental with one group pre-test and post-test design. And for the participants, I involved 50 respondents from three different classes in 8th grade at one of junior high school in Bandung. And the respondents are mostly 13 until 14 years old. And I use a convenience sampling. And for the instrument, I use the 5-point Likert scale, where the scale consists of always, often, sometimes, not often, and never. The questionnaire is took from the SCILE, or the Science Curiosity in Learning Engagement. Um, it is formed like 12 statements, and they have this 5-point Likert scale, which is in the form of 12 positive statements. So when they fill up until the more they agree to the statements, the higher the score will be get, because all the statements are positive. And it is also divided by three aspects, which is science, stretch, and embrace. Science, stretch, and embrace, which are considered as three important aspects in curiosity. And for the implementation, I use 2 weeks period, which is what every one week. I use uh, every discovery learning steps, including the pre-test and the post-test. And then for the data analyzing, I use normality test, which is I check is the data normally distributed or not. And then next, I analyze the data using Wilcoxon side rank test, which is determine the null hypothesis. And here is my result. This is I used the Microsoft Excel 2013 to analyze the data using Wilcoxon side rank test, and I get this here, right here, the positive and negative cell. And the absolute value also stated here. Why? Because uh, we have to state the test statistic. The test statistic is the lower sum from this positive and negative. In this case, is the positive one. So in the whole result, the positive sum is 605. And then after that, we have to consider our critical value. The critical value that shows is according to the alpha that shows 0.05, and then match with the number of size of the data, which is 50, and then we get the number. And as the test statistic is lower than the critical value. That is why the null hypothesis is rejected. Means that there is significant difference between the pre-test and the post-test. This is for the total or like general result, and I will let me break down into per aspect. For the science aspect, it appears that the treatment in science aspect, which as the null hypothesis is accepted because the test statistic is higher than the critical value here, and means there is no significant difference in science aspect. And for the stretch one is there is significant difference from the curiosity enhancement, because the test statistic is lower, and from the critical value, means it is rejected. The null hypothesis is rejected. So there is enhancement in stretch aspect. So that's in embrace aspect. The null hypothesis is also rejected because the test statistic is lower than the critical value. So we come to my conclusion here. It can be concluded that the combination between discovery learning assisted by the use of legends of learning web educational game could improve students' curiosity skill in general. But there are only two aspects, which is stretch and inverse aspect, which has significant difference between the pre-test and the post-test. And for the science aspect, there is no enhancement or significant difference from the pre-test and the post-test data. Here I also put my suggestion for other future researcher about this. First one, uh, find out the cooperative school to have 3 until 4 Zoom or live meetings. Because in my previous school, they don't allow me to do Zoom or live meetings in a row. So I cannot conduct the pre-test and post-test which using the Zoom. So I couldn't really uh, take a watch or supervise their filling on the pre-test and the post-test. That is why probably the search as the science aspect were uh, kind of messed up, and the dual hypothesis is accepted instead. And for the second one, uh, probably uh, presentation are tools that can be used picture to supervise the students to fill the questionnaire with their pure honesty. So the data is considered uh, more valid. I mean, like use tools that can supervise the students to fill the questionnaire. So as long as we are not take a watch directly, at least we knew that they fill the data correctly and in a serious way. And make sure to always seek for professional and lecturer help because when this is the most important thing to take or seek for professional help. So when whenever you get confused or for something, you always have someone to get your back. I think that's all for me. Yes, thank you very much for watching, and I am looking forward for your feedback and suggestion in the column and the comment box. And thank you so much for watching. My name is Anissa Fadila. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.